Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to yet another video. In today's video, I want to go over a crazy custom subwoofer upgrade for your BMW e46. Now, before I get started with today's video, like always, give this video a huge thumbs up, consider subscribing, and also check out all of my links down below. Before I also get started, I do want to definitely mention the name of where to buy this awesome subwoofer box. This is a custom fabricated subwoofer box specifically designed for the e46. The company I got it from is Visual Ice. They are on eBay. They also have Facebook listings and stuff like that. But if you do decide to buy one of these, I'll have them linked down below. But please mention my name, Evan Goyak, or just Evan G, when you check out or message the seller on eBay. That will help me out a ton. But without further ado, let's dive into this and show you guys more information on it. So we will get into the subwoofer that I'm using later, but we'll kick this aside. And we also will get into the amp that I will be using in my e46 and how I'm mounting it. Of course, a full install video will be out, but taking a look at the box, these are all custom done, made out of fiberglass in MDF. This is the 10-inch, which I opted for. There are some hardware that we get. This right here, again, these are all used to affix the actual box to the car. So this would actually, you'd screw it in and tighten it to the body of the car rather. We have some Velcro, which is used because this whole thing is this felt Velcro-y material that will help it stay better. We have, again, more Visual Ice stuff, some instructions on how to actually install it, but it's pretty basic. Bunch of business cards, which is awesome. And then here is the inside. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, we'll turn you around. Right here are the terminals that you would use for the speaker wire from the actual subwoofer. And just, guys, look how cool this looks. It's just gonna fit in awesome. I will throw some pictures of how it's going to look on the screen. Obviously, it's not in the car. It's not going in the car today. It doesn't really compromise space. This will sit right on top of the battery tray. It looks awesome. This is the same color of the carpet in the car. So it's just gonna look very OEM plus-like, and it's gonna sound great because, as you know, the e46 subwoofers lack so much, even when upgrading them. So it's gonna be an awesome upgrade. Let's take a look at the back of it. This is the back. Again, this is just all molded out of fiberglass, so that's really how it is. But if we look over here, you can see these are the connectors for the speaker wire to your amplifier. So that is looking awesome. I can't wait to get this installed. I do have some custom plans on how I'm actually going to mount the amplifier, which I'll talk about in a second. But let's take a look at what this looks like with the subwoofer inside of it. Now, like I mentioned, they do make this in a 10 and 12-inch option. I opted for the 10-inch option. In my opinion, for what I listen to, I think a 10-inch subwoofer is just a little more punchier, and it's what I prefer. But again, you can do what you prefer. So nothing's holding this in. I will have to just drill some self-tappers to hold this in. Depending on what subwoofer I'm going with, I have this subwoofer, which is a Boston Acoustics 10-inch. It's really old. I don't know any of the specs. Or I also have an Alpine Type R subwoofer, again 10-inch. And either way, the box should sound amazing. Both of these subwoofers are meant to be used in small applications such as this. They don't require a big box, so I think they're gonna, whatever subwoofer regardless I use is gonna sound super punchy. Again, haven't decided. We'll see how they sound and we'll go from there. But looks awesome. Can't wait to get it installed. I really think having a grill over it and maybe even spray paint the grill gray or something will really help pull this all together without really compromising any space in the trunk. It's literally just sits right over the battery tray, and they're easy connects that I'm going to put on so I can disconnect it whenever I need to get to the battery or need more space and just dump it and get rid of it. So there's that. I want to go over the amplifier now, what I'm using for an amplifier, and how I'm going to mount it. Again, a full install video will be out. This is just an overview video showing all the products and showing you guys this awesome product that I just got in. I'm super excited. I've actually had it for a little bit, but I've been super busy with the e46 trying to paint it. So now to power all this, you're gonna say, well, you have an awesome looking subwoofer that's gonna fit in great, but usually when you have amps and stuff like that, it ends up looking messy and complicates things. So how are you gonna do that, Evan? That's what you may be asking. And to that, I will be using this Kicker amp. It is a 1600 watt max peak amp. It does, I think 800 RMS, but I will be running this at 2 ohms. So I think that will only be 600, I believe. So, and again, 600 watts is plenty for the e46. It's a small little coupe, so I think that'll be great. The model number for this amp, I believe, is CXA800.1. So I really wanted a small amp that was powerful and ran cool, and that's exactly what the Kicker amp is going to do. Now, where am I going to mount it? So I am going to take the existing subwoofers where they're mounted, and I'm going to trace out a template and make a metal template and mount it upside down. And this is actually going to sit upside down on the rear deck. It's going to sit like this, and where the subwoofers would hang down, and this will just be hanging down, and it's going to look super clean and it's going to look awesome. There are some other things that I need to get for this. The one thing, I bought this used actually, and I don't have the remote bass controller, which I do want to get, so I will be adding that, and I think that will look awesome. I think you will not see it, and it will seal also the rear deck from the trunk, having this metal template or MDF. I don't know what I'm going to use. I could use plexiglass, I could use anything that's strong enough. Right now I am thinking of just using some sort of metal plate. I'll remove the old subwoofers, I'll trace it out of there, and then I'll use some sort of jigsaw with a metal blade to cut it out and then grind down the edges so they're not sharp. Make some holes, throw the existing bolts in there, and it will look awesome. And then throw some self-tappers holding in the amp, and then run all the wires upside down kind of under the rear deck, and I think that is going to look the cleanest. Everything is just going to look super clean, and I think it's going to turn out really well, and also keep this cool as well. I know this does run cool, but that's kind of the name of the game. You don't want your amps overheating, you want them in good spots. All right, everyone, so that is going to conclude it for today's video. This was just an overview video, and really I'm asking you guys, do you guys think this is going to be the ultimate subwoofer setup for the BMW e46? I really think this is. I think this is truly the best option you can do. Even I was looking into upgrading the existing small speakers that sit under the deck, and I realized I just wasn't going to get any punch out of it. They're small. They're small little shallow speakers that I wasn't going to get anything out of, and I knew the factory subwoofer that sits there is very weak too, so I knew I was not going to get anything out of it. So that's why I went and purchased this subwoofer enclosure from Visual Ice, which here is the card again right here. So if you're looking to purchase it, hit up Visual Ice. I'll have them linked down below. Again, mention my name, mention Evan Goyak or Evan G at checkout. They'll go a long way for me, so thank you guys for doing that. One last thing I wanted to mention, and something that people are probably asking, is saying, hey, how are you running the wires out of your amp? Well, I have an aftermarket radio, as you know, from Avon, so I have the pre-outs already on my radio to send the signal to this amp. However, if for whatever reason you are not going to use an aftermarket amp, you could get a line-out converter and tap off the existing subwoofer connections that lead to the small amplifier under the rear deck. So you could do that, but again, I have a aftermarket radio, so I will just run RCA cables. I'll have a remote turn on coming from the radio as well. Again, a full video will come out on this and how I'm wiring everything and how it's going to look, so stay tuned to that. This was really just an overview video because I'm super excited. Like I said, I need to get this done, but I've been just working on the e46. Now that I'll be driving the e46 really soon, I need to make sure I have some good audio. The Bavsound speakers, as you know, sound amazing, but there is just no bass due to the crappy Harman Kardon subwoofers that are in the car. That is all I have for today's video. Give this video a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and check out all my links down below.